Yeah, welcome back, welcome back. Hello, welcome. Doing all right. Let's see if I can get this up. Okay, it's way too hot. That's the one thing, like if you're doing like cosplays and stuff, even if your stuff is like super um heat resistant, if it's too hot, it's not gonna grow right. I hope so. Like it still looks a little long here. I think like curling with these tendrils will be best. How am I feeling? I'm alright. Had somebody try to get free business advice from me without wanting to pay and then trying to go into let's talk or whatever when it's like, what's the point? Hello, welcome. Like, I feel like anybody that should be asking for advice will be my moms because they actually put in work, they actually contribute. The thing is that my part is generally over here. If it was like a top part, probably be a little bit better, probably make like a little bit more sense. Something like that. It's a little long. Justin, thanks so much. Welcome. This looks a little bit better. Maybe it should curl out and then back in. Do I talk? I'm talking right now. Welcome, welcome. Wow, blocks. That sounds like you should go talk with a therapist. Stand up. What? I'm not. I don't do anything with Pokemon. That is not one of my favorite animes. What? It's a little too. To apologize, my little camera thing is a little blurry though. Gosh, thank you. Just wanted to do a little something different. I feel like this should be maybe a little shorter. Welcome on in. Do I have like a little bit of tissue somewhere? Even though my mods deleted something that, rightfully so, I will say this, a lot of races, a lot of ethnicities wear fake hair. Men wear fake hair. Men wear toupees. Do you say anything about that? And you see one little video, one snippet of my life, and assume I don't wear my hair, which is very ignorant, right? Like, I don't. Mm, it's okay to make a regular thing, not really a side part thing, but just like a little bit better. Wait, see, bow. Wait, you gotta teach me. What is that? Oh no. Oh, like shibai, 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 shibai. I know other words, I swear. Like this should be like that. Oh, like I can't deal with that. Oh no. Oh, oh, oh. Okay. Welcome in, Marie. How are you doing? Oh my god. Mods, calm down. Okay. This is decent. It's kind of like realign the hairs a little bit. Do I have like a, that's what I'm thinking. Even though I probably would have to still like give it a little bit like I know like camera wise like this looks okay. But like what about IRL wise, right? We could have beaten you. Oh gosh, but I've just been thinking a lot. Like I know there's other people who, they have like their coworker troubles or their work troubles and stuff, getting burnt out and everything. Um, but then wondering like what is just normal burnout versus like sabotage type stuff. That's been on my mind a lot, and I've just been doing like slight readings, not like super in depth, like super research mode. Just because like I just like skim this type of thing. Cults, cult like thinking, um, fake businesses, money laundering, RICO, racketeering, all that type of stuff. Like, no, I'm not getting in that field to like be some like undercover agent, but when it feels like you are just learning like way more than you need to know, like as a regular person, I guess, or just knowing that like it exists, and like how people get wrapped up in it just because, I don't know, just weird stuff. It's interesting. Um, Thinking about uh how to make things more fun. Thinking about how to word it. I don't know, maybe I shouldn't say, but oh shoot. Okay, this is the one thing I hate. Like doing customizations, doing thread falls, doing it's gonna be here for days. And it gets on the clothes and stuff, but there's a minor hair thing. They do have like a clip-on bang just to like kind of make it neat, but the clip-on part like it looks not too natural. Like you can see where it is, so it's always good to like have a headband. Um, but yeah, just like thinking a lot. Yesterday, I was mentioning that like I was studying something that like I've been putting off for a long time. Um, so we'll see how that goes. Is my eyeliner smudged? Mm, is that? I can't tell. I know my under eye looks a little more matte than usual because I put primer on. Maybe I won't just miss my under eye and just concentrate like there. Just random stuff. Redirect the conversation. God, so much hair down here. Don't mean to ramble. Is that this one? Sounded like this one. Just like overthinking stuff. Because at least back in the day, like sometimes people will like hint at things and they're not necessarily talking about themselves. So then your mind is just like constantly like, what does this pertain to or whatever. And having dealt with somebody like that, actually a couple people like that, um, like some people are a little bit more straightforward, some people don't talk in code or whatever, which also is a thing too. Um, like we could be like, oh, makeup or kawaii or whatever, but some people do that so they can talk about like, I don't know, that of other people or um, maybe try to get it into your head to start making you feel paranoid because they're mentioning certain things, which is really interesting. Um, Thinking a lot about that. Maybe not so fun. It's just been like something that's been on my mind for like, when did I hear somebody say like, oh, cryptic, oh, blah blah blah, just like, oh, you're alluding to something. Like, okay, wow, what interesting thing do I have the joy of suffering through, or whatever? What nonsensical thing that's not paying me, um, showcasing how hateful somebody is or whatever else little like facet. Um, I don't know, just really interesting. Oh, no, I don't want you to be in the dark mode. Please, no. Oh, is that the only highest that it'll go? Changed her PFP. What do you mean? Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome. What you got going on? Please call me like Lisha. I'm not a mom. Uh, just like overthinking a lot. Um, knowing that I don't know, like people can just be so interesting. Like people watching and like analyzing like what they're saying and what they choose to talk about. Oh, okay. Um, to like the stuff that they mention, knowing that they don't want to tell you directly, but they are just and it's like okay, like I guess people probably think like oh you wear like so much makeup or whatever, and you're just kind of like la 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 la. They just think that you're like so stupid, you know. Um, because I guess like I don't seem like that hard or like tough. Like I'm from the South Side, like I know what all the hustles and the scams and stuff are, or whatever. Like I'm just so oblivious to it because I'm like, oh, I like anime, I like video games. Ah. Even though the anime I watch is about like war or really boyish topics or playing games of like strategy or whatever. I'm not like the best, I wouldn't be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be a military leader, army person or whatever. But um, which is really interesting. Like people want to make mention of things or make mention that they're noticing things, but they don't want to like say it like right off the bat, right? Um, yeah, it's just been on my mind a lot. Besides like other stuff like studying, getting other stuff done, um, multitasking probably like a little way too much, most likely to like decompress from stuff. Um, I mean, like I guess maybe it's still like the younger version of me who wants to be like, oh, like people aren't that mean or people aren't that callous or blah 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 blah. If you keep giving your all or whatever, people will like you. And even had a video like that pop up today. And be friends with your enemies. And it's like, why would you do that? They hate you. And you constantly being in their face isn't going to make them like you. They're just going to find more stuff to pick apart and wondering why, when they're hating you and doing things to piss you off, why you're still helping them, like pretty much for free. And it's like, oh, eventually they'll turn around and be blah blah blah. It's like you obviously have not had somebody be like 100% certified hater in your life where everything that you do will just piss them off even more. It's like what type of world is this? You know? Um, like there's one bit of advice like, oh, like, like be friends with your haters or like um have them join your team and it's like so they can sabotage everything. But it's supposed to be like, oh, because they have so much to prove that they're like a better person or that they can do something or whatever than just somebody who's like, yes, I have something to prove because I like the group or something. So it's like, okay, like it's interesting. Maybe that person could be real with you or whatever, not like put you on a pedestal and just like, oh, you're perfect, and like not give you any chance to grow. Um, but then it's like, okay, you have haters in your life or people who aren't being friendly. It's like, okay, you're relying on somebody who wants to like always flake out on everything. Like, how does that help? Like, I want to know. This how you know you look up and like people hate on you for no reason. And I get personified people please to be friends with everyone as an enemy to themselves. I've heard of that one, you know. Or like be friends with all, but like loyal to none or something like that. There's like another one that like bounces off of that one too. Um, but what's the cool string? Actually, I was supposed to have done a hairstyle, a different hairstyle. Maybe I can still do it. No. Maybe I have any thoughts. I have always been an overthinker. I know most times it's just like, oh, look at Alicia derping around or whatever, doing her power dances. Um, but um, I do tend to overthink things or like think deeply on things. Um, to just like, oh, like how can this be inspiring at the end of the day, I guess. Um, let's exfoliate and hydrate. But it was just interesting, like especially like having the instances of um having moments where like I had an assistant. I didn't have to pay them because they came with the job and everything. I had two, and then like some like kind of like temporary assistants that didn't stay for very long because they had like other stuff to do. Um, and it's like okay, like having to deal with that, delegate tasks or whatever. Um, managing a group for like events, like the little gathering circle events, like small get-togethers and stuff. Making like the marketing promotions and stuff and social media promotions for that. Making banners and websites and everything. That a lot of this stuff becomes a little bit more like businessy than just fun. Like of course it like it's the fun aspect, glitter and cute emojis or whatever. But when you want something to do well, just like the why, and like trying to figure that out, or like okay, well it's here. Like how do you still navigate it? So all this comes into play. I'm gonna redo my polish. But yeah, I just find it interesting. Um, but aside from that, um, coming up with some newer ideas for a hashtag they hate you, for like business, friendship, dating, um, where maybe some like behaviors, if you're like, oh, okay, this is kind of weird, or they're telling you like it's just a joke or whatever, um, that, you know, they actually don't like you and you could be wasting your time, that relationship, wasting your energy with something that's not going to help you out. Um, that could definitely help people out if they're like neurodivergent, if they are like way too giving or whatever, or if they're like, wow, like I keep believing something that's never coming true, like why? Or like, oh, a little bit more blunt, not very wordy. I can be a little verbose, little yapper, um, as well as don't really have like a hashtag for it just yet, but like friendship and relationship breakups suck, but to get your mind off of it, that doesn't have to. Just like random stuff that you can do to hopefully like try to get your mind off of something, feeling like defeated or like a failure, and putting your time and energy and your mental capacity to something else, instead of just like wasting your time like crying over something that maybe somebody like did stuff to you out of fun. But trying to play it off like, oh, I didn't know what I was doing. And it's like you're not brain dead. You chose those actions. You you just go through life not thinking for yourself. Um, which has always been something interesting because I used to hear people say like, "Oh, I don't know what I'm doing," and this was like, you like, are you disassociating? Is this like a you want somebody to have to go through something while you do things that you don't want to feel sorry for, you know, or feel regret for or guilt for. And you just want that person to take it, you know. But if somebody else says something, blurting whatever out that might be, a little jab or something. Oh no, how dare you say this? But they can do that. I just find that interesting. Because that's some way it's just so much of a good heart you have, and that when you care for someone, you really put your time and effort to it. Feels like most of the times. Sometimes that happens, and just hopefully it's not as one-sided for a long time. With no explanation, like, ooh. 'Cause I will say, like, a lot of other people don't have explanations, or they always give like it's just a joke or like some sort of like excuse to, but they demand answers. They demand so much out of somebody else. Um, just it's interesting. Let's see. I will be right back. I'm gonna put in some music. Okay, it's walk commercial. One moment, y'all. back, things look decent. I just hope they're not always gonna be like that. I mean, we'll see. You will see. I'll just blog, watch my mods delete silly comments. Um, that's what I heard. That's what I heard from one person who also stole stuff from people. Not to laugh as it's like a good thing or whatever, but I was like, well, that's an interesting mindset. Um, good golly gee whiz, the stories I have for y'all, or the scenarios, the hypothetical scenarios, hypothetical scenarios of all is fair and love and war that they made up inside of their heads because of their childhood trauma and not having a daddy in their lives or something, wrecking havoc in the world. But I digress. I think it would be really a nice segue, a random segue into what we will be doing in a couple of days. Popping Cooking Kitchen. Be making sushi together. Alright. And then we'll make one of these and maybe donuts as well. Um, I felt like these were cute because they're little hearts. Got that little alien poop in there too. Um, do that. Would you come with instructions on the back? So we'll do that. And have a cute fun live with some cute fun music. We won't have like this lecture, like thought process thing going on like today. Just something like thinking about. It's like, hmm. Um, what else? It's something really tough the other day. Like another tough thing that I didn't think that I would do. Usually I'm not, like I can't really say too much just yet. Um, but definitely like one of those milestones, one of those like did it, just keep going. Something that I've never really been good at. Like with my eyebrows, like they finally look decent after like so long. Um, or even some of my like hair sets and stuff, or like hairstyles. Like this one looks okay. This one, this outfit looks okay. Oh, this one, oh god. Um, but I know I've done some of the like the same old for a long time, and didn't really, I guess, get the outcomes that I was looking for or whatever. Then other people start stepping in, just like, hey, like maybe this would be a better idea. Um, and not necessarily to like make me look bad, you know, um, or whatever, but more so just like, yeah, this isn't good for you, you know. Not just to like fully impose themselves, but that's from hearing like all the other little things and stuff too of like what was going on. People trying to jump people at anime conventions or whatever and having my name dragged and stuff like that. And it's just like, I'm just trying to chill, you know? Or it's just like, gotta take a step back. I gotta, focus on so much other stuff to, um, um, it is 2 o'clock. I want to wrap up. Yes, I'll be honest, like 2:30. Said you got to get to getting. It's like Thursday now. I gotta check something too, but um, yeah, yeah. Also, I need to like fix my nails. Some of the polish kind of came up, possibly because um the nail itself didn't have like a sticky layer. So I guess it just like peeled off. Because like if I did this with like gel polish, cure the gel polish, like the first part, it'll be kind of sticky or like tacky, and then you can layer on more gel polish, and it'll like stick a lot better, and almost like wanting, almost like floating, if you will, like ready to be peeled off because it's not like holding. Um, but editing a video, almost done with that. I think I can squeeze a couple more like snippets from like this main video that I did when I was talking about eyelashes and everything. Um, I have some snippets that I can take from there. Um, just like finish up the content, especially like from longer videos. Either like upload them fully for YouTube or like edit some of the best parts of those lives for like 3 hours long. Just like, oh gosh. Oh. Um, but they're taking a lot of space. They're taking a lot of memory. So I just want to like cut them up, make them shorter. Just um, and I do have a blog post that I need to make sure that looks all right so that can be published. Um, but yeah, kind of boring day. Just like kind of thinking like, what does this person mean by this? Or blah blah blah. Um, or just like, oh, that's an interesting topic. Okay. Mm. To wondering, just like thinking about other stuff. Like I don't want to say too much until like I have it better fleshed out, you know, um, which does suck, right? But I do know the support gift card giveaway is going to happen. Um, I just don't know like how I want that to like happen though. Like I want it fun. I don't want it like boring, which is the thing. Um, Gotta get inspired for that. Um, Very joy. Okay. What could be what could be fun that wouldn't be lame? Gosh, I have been thinking more about like the Discord profile scammer thing too lately. And just like some other stuff as well. I did not like that. Hi girly princess, welcome. Do a little bit of like behind the scenes work, cut some bangs. Um, hmm, how's your night going? Oh, too much. It's going well. Actually, I need. Let's do this. It's going all right. Going all right. Just like thinking a lot about stuff. Like the conversations that people choose to have. Um, which is very interesting. Oh wow, real life and some of those comments from my chat aren't much different. Um, which is always just so interesting because it's like, do you think that I joke like this like all the time? Like I used to say like some really dumb shit as a kid. I used to have like a lot of guy friends. I used to be a tomboy. I still growing up, and like I would just like blurt stuff out. I'm like, oh, that's so random. Like that type of a person. Um, to just like seeing how cringe it was over time. And then I just wanted to be like kawaii and cool or whatever. And just like, and then just like also like growing up, or just like, wow, like if I joke like this, people are gonna think that I'm some type of way and think they can just treat me however, that they can say whatever to me because like, oh, she jokes about it, or like even if it makes me uncomfortable and I'm just trying to like cope with whatever, um, then like, oh, like they don't know that, or they're giving it as a free pass, like whatsoever, was just like help me distance myself from people and just like change what I say or whatever, because I didn't like it. Um, especially like trying to cope with stuff that nobody should ever really have to go through, you know. Um, just like, oh yeah. But it's interesting, people say what they want, they have their friends, and have people backing them up despite like anything, they can say whatever they want. Because it gives the feeling like, who are you to have boundaries, or who are you to, you know, not want to hear it, you know? Um, Just interesting. But then you see like what's important and just like the leeway people get when you're going to be scrutinized for everything that you do. You know, come in with your hair nice, come in with your hair kind of meh, come in with makeup on, come in with no makeup on, or whatever. But, you know, God forbid you judge people on, anything else or whatever. Just like really interesting. But anything planned for today? Yes. Um, I do have work later on, so I will be getting to bed and like what I want to do. Um, like if I had like an extra 6 hours in the day, um, put it towards working on like a couple blog posts. Definitely working on videos because I need the space. Um, just so like I can whittle down what I have. Like for immediate and like in my immediate picture album, um, to like okay, all that's done. Just upload, schedule. It's like great, so I can focus on other stuff. Um, yeah, that and also reading my book too. I got to a couple of pages last night. But I don't know. I just felt like I couldn't. Like I felt like I had to reread everything. I was like, oh, this now went through some heavy with a weight of combo saying just anything to me. Darking was best when it comes to a person who has experienced what they joke about. True, but then also wondering like whether there's dark humor or even like humor that has maybe adult connotations or just it's like okay that makes me uncomfortable because of like usually normal people or I guess maybe that's kind of like an odd phrasing like usually people wouldn't bring it up so it's like what is the intent. It's something that I learned at my internship like the intent of what you're trying to say and also the impact so I can be like oh wow um that's a really stupid looking hat today, or like, oh, that's a silly looking hat today, and maybe that hat is really cute to somebody. And I called it silly, or funny looking, and like, okay, well, I didn't mean it, I thought that it was maybe funny hat day or something, but that the impact of the words and stuff, no matter if it was just like, oh, but I intended to blah blah blah, um, that that could hurt that person's feelings. Um, I learned that at the University of Chicago during my internship, where we had to not just for like our students or whatever, but more so like how we came across, how we came across like with each other and life and stuff, and even seeing like an Arthur episode of something similar of that too, but more so on the lines of like people with autism that might not get certain things that are like normal to everybody else. But then again, like neurotypicals do the same to neurodivergent people and make fun of them and everything, and they don't give a crap. But they always preach like be kind to others, and they don't. It's like, okay. Um, but uh, I'm not just joking about like anything really. Violence, adult situations. Um, joking about like I've heard or just jokes or people just bringing stuff up, right? I don't know if they're like trying to trigger somebody, if they're trying to be like an edge lord or whatever. Well, I've heard like so many like conversations and stuff, just like wow, that's interesting. To even like joking about other people's weight or bringing it up and just like in awful ways when it's just like, why does that matter to you? And you want to see who aligns with that type of a thing, um, which it gets interesting. And then like what you don't react or people like, oh, I said this just to like creep you out. And just like, what type of friendship do you want again? What type of relationship? But if you say that, then they get their feelings hurt, right? But they don't care how you feel. Um, which is Just always really interesting. Always really interesting. Um, which if it was more like everything is about them and what they want to say and how they want to dictate everything versus how you all can like come together with like the mutual understanding and whatever. But people are gonna do what they want to do. See, your parents can not do that. You're not a sensitive person, but you are sensitive when it comes to certain things. And your parents will say something related to one of the tops and they act like I'm their boss. I pass with the top two and all I ask is not to bring it up in front of me. Sounds typical. Sounds very typical. That sucks. And like God forbid, or heavens forbid, you mention something that they're insecure about or something that they don't want to talk about, you know. So to me, I can't stand how short sighted people can be when they say certain things like an outweigh intent, right? Ever since like the worst that I'm trying that and that's what it's oh no, you're fine, you're fine. Um yeah, like heaven forbids that, you notice one of their flaws or like an insecurity and you talk about that and they'll get angry. Like somebody could be like, "Oh, Lisha, like if I gain a little weight or whatever, because it happens. Like, oh, your double chin, or oh, your stomach or whatever." And it's like, wow, that makes me feel shitty because I wasn't thinking about that before, and now I am because you're putting this feeling onto all of that. But if I, make a comment about something, like, okay, well, you make fun of my appearance, the size of my forehead, or, if I have like, bushy eyebrows or whatever, or, whatever the heck else. But I'm like, okay, well, what about this thing about you? And it's like, oh, no, that hurt my feelings. And it's like, oh, you believe in this for yourself. For everybody else, it's all fun and games, you know, try to make somebody cry or feel uncomfortable. But the moment somebody does that to you, it's no bueno. Um, which is typical. It's like that thing like, oh, bullies can dish it out, but they cannot take it. Like they're expecting you to just sit and take it and I don't know, be happy or cry so they can feel good, so they can feel powerful. Um, maybe they feel maybe insecure or whatever. And they're just like, well, I really don't want to sit with this feeling and fix it. Delve deep into why I feel this way. They don't want to do that. So, they make it like somebody else's. Yep. What made me start my YouTube channel? So back in the day, a black girl who liked circle lenses and kawaii fashion, she started her own fashion, like subculture makeup group called Udoli. Her name is Vivi. This was like 2009, 2010, or whenever I started my YouTube channel. I was already liking like J fashion and stuff, and kawaii culture, kawaii bits and things, and like J pop or whatever. And she sent me a message or like typed on my Facebook page, "You should make makeup tutorials on YouTube." And I'm like, I should. Okay, I guess. And then I just started kind of like uploading bits and pieces to um, a few makeup tutorials. Some of them were kind of crappy. Some of them were like a little bit better. But just like I'll try it, you know. They act towards me even they tell me to take my longer. But oh yeah, trying to guilt trip you so they can keep doing it. Or oh, you're selfish. Um, like if you're like okay, well I just want to like concentrate on like your school or like your work or whatever. oh no, you're selfish for wanting to hit your own goals. You're selfish because you got stuff to take care of and everything. That'll be something too. Welcome back, welcome back. But it's definitely interesting, because like if I say something out of pocket, like if I had my old humor back and just said like dumb shit, then it'll be like, okay, we can't take her seriously, or oh, let's write her up for something, right? Let's write her up for something. Let's throw her under the bus. Like maybe they're already planning to do that anyway because, who do I think I am for, you know, liking the things that I like or whatever, right? To like if I just said out of pocket stuff to like fit in and kind of like not seem too different, just like playing the game, if you will, just like, all right, like I'm just doing this at work and like let me put that side of me like away and just like, all right, another day done. Then they'll be like, oh yeah, we can joke about this. But she chimed in too. Let's write her up. HR. But they can say stuff like that. And if somebody like says something that you'll get fired for speaking up against that. That's what happened to me at the University of Chicago and at my last job too. Partially because I've had somebody with a fake business contact people. So it's like you never even truly paid me for anything, but okay. Um, which I do talk about in some blog posts and everything, like sunk cost fallacy, where you could be giving so much of your time and effort, or even sometimes money into something you're not getting anything back. It's like working for a company, giving all of your best ideas and everything, and they're like, we don't even want to say thank you, or you're expecting promotions or you're expecting some sort of progression and you don't get that. And you're thinking, if I keep working harder, if I stay longer hours, if I keep pushing, if I keep pushing, if I get better, and that person just like, oh, okay, the goal is right here. Not even a goal to like, yes, you made it. Here's something else to challenge you and like have you showcase that you're so awesome. Just like, okay, well, you did this. I don't want to say thank you. So, oh, you didn't make it here now. Oh, you made it here. Okay, maybe you're like a little past it. It's over here now. You're not doing good enough. Like a little carrot on the stick. So sunk cost fallacy. I have that blog post on my blog right now. You do have to like search for it. Because I don't have it like a quick pinned type of a thing. Like read this now. Oh, I guess I could actually. I could put it in the chat. I can do that. Thanks, YouTube. Um, but I do talk about some things like that of like sabotage, other random things, fashion, makeup as well. Um, why a band member left their band because apparently their manager was stealing funds and buying like luxury goods and not paying the band and stuff. So it's like, why do you want to be in a band when the person who is like profiting off of the fan club isn't giving you any money? Um, and if you all need to know, that person is gagged when he left Malice Music. It's been a question on my mind for a very long time. Why did you leave, Gap? Dude, why did you become solo? But when like all your hard work doesn't pay off and people are like, oh yeah, it's okay that they're stealing your money, like that makes you feel like crap, you know. Let's see, where is my search thing? I have my phone beside me. That over there. Let's see, sunk cost. And not like every job that I've had has been like a waste of time. Um, I can fit into any conversation, right? Let's see. I'll pop it into the thing for the sunk cost fallacy. Like I've had jobs where like I could have been there for a while, or like some parts of it were like really good, but when you get to the point like um, people sexually harassing you, people telling you like weird things that you should not be asked on the job, like that's weird, especially if it's not in the sense of helping you, is to like dehumanize you and make you feel like crap and make you feel really icky. That's not cool. Thank you for the mic. I don't know who that was, but thank you. That's the one drawback. Maybe I could see it on like regular like screen. Um, so I don't want it like, especially somebody's like, wow, she has some really interesting ideas or has really good art, and they'll be like, wait a minute, what is this about? Um, like there have been places where like, shoot, I was ready to, continue on, as long as I'm respected, like I'm respecting everybody else, but then like, is it the fact that I'm putting in too much work, where then people will be like, oh, she's doing this, she's doing that, that she knows this, which makes people who are more relaxed at their job look like they're not doing as much. So that could be like the butting of heads, like she's doing too much. She's gonna like show that we're not, that we don't care or whatever, which sucks. So that is the sunk cost fallacy blog post. Um, just like if I did this, probably better sunk. Can I retract here? No. Cost fallacy. And which is like one of the reasons why I am very particular when it comes to like collaborating with people or like opening up my blog or whatever, because I don't want people to feel how I felt. I don't want people to feel exploited. Like even if it was just like people just wanting to volunteer or whatever, like it's just something cool to do. Just I hate the idea of when people like can be so talented or even just trying their best and like all they get is a thank you or whatever, as if like the economy isn't shit. And I've had those ideas for a long time. Like, so, I understand like some stuff like is going to grow, but learning so many bits and pieces of like how to do things right, that perfectionism kind of comes into play too. Of like, I can't do something before something else happens. Like something better happens to like make it right. That will sit right, like in my heart. So do I come out on words or not very pieces? Some of them I do. This one I did. Like if this was a unit, getting like a little old, um, and just like, can I customize it a little bit before I get a brand new one, where maybe the haircut could look a little bit better. Usually I'll wait till like I'm done with like the original hairstyle. Maybe I'll do like a little bit of tweaking, and then later on, like let's do something new. You know. Oh, had some. I've had a few. It really depends. Like they have to like frame my face a certain way. Excuse me. Welcome, welcome. Um, but yeah, the sunk cost fallacy. Like, don't get me wrong. Like having projects where it's like you have to be a little bit more creative and push yourself to get better results. That's one thing. But when it's like somebody demanding, expecting it from you, knowing that they don't have to say thank you or give you anything, whether the money is there or not. That's when I have a problem. I'll read you a little snippet of that blog post. Sunk cost fallacy. I really wasted my own time trying to be on good terms with people who hated me, wanted others to do so too, and liked seeing me disrespected and frustrated. I wasted my own time working on a few, not all, projects where the goals were constantly shifting out of reach. The budget to pay me was nearly non existent, though there were investors and new equipment for the group, and projects benefits that were dangling in front of me. I hadn't worked hard enough for it yet. Despite making appearances to the least important events I was informed about and creating content, etc. It is like the least important because there were events where um, it wasn't just like anime people or like cosplayers. Like these were people who you could really network with, like as a college student, somebody out of college to help you land a job, you know, or even like that person will buy a painting type of a thing. So not to say anime conventions are unimportant, but at least in that aspect, you know. I thought that putting in more work, not how long is this post to? Okay, I don't want to give it all away. I thought that putting in more work, not bringing up what was hurting me and crossing my boundaries and extending myself to be there for others would actually work, because that's what I was told, and I held on to that belief. But at the end of the day, I was important enough for them to be so concerned about me improving my life, which was a big no for them. Um, let's see. Say a human flourish is something that could be helpful and not wasting your time. Um, but yes, there are people that actually want you to be in their life. You can't change their minds because they don't want to. Um, and I jump to you'll be wasting some time or even years in a project that may not be paying you well or at all and getting no benefits or even losing tons of them. Staying with people that don't care about you to your face or even being in a relationship with someone who doesn't even want to be with you, yet just want to take notes about what you're into and your reputation, especially if they can't use you up anymore. This is sunk cost fallacy. You continue to stay or have stayed because you put in so much effort, time, money, and continue to do so without concerning yourself with the tangible benefits you could be getting now and in the future. Maybe there were false promises and excuses, and you don't want to come across as selfish while being exploited. After all, you want to be seen as supportive of the mission, not self centered and greedy. Um, and I go on like listening example and stuff, and yeah, I do see some typos. I do have to like edit it, but I will do that later. So I feel like getting newer content out is a little important, but I will make a note for myself. Um, suppose this to be those weird spacing picture pieces. Okay, if I'll do that, and I'll have that later. So let's see. Awesome. But yeah, some cost fantasy actually talked about sunk costs because I was explaining to somebody. Oh, it's like, okay, thanks for the verbiage. All right. Where it was like, I get it. I guess a word for that. Um, so did that. What other blog posts do I have? Like I have a few, in the discussion tab. So you get beauty, discussion tab, entertainment, event, fashion, Galtaku, Gyaru, J Fashion, Kawaii, Lisha's behind the scenes, tech trends updater, and the WCG spotlight, um, where discussion, like I go a little bit more in depth about things, resumes under attack. I try not to like get yourself doxxed or have like your professional relationships ruined. Because at the end of the day, like even if you make content for like three people, you still want to be able to pay your phone bill and your internet bill and your bills to be able to make that content a little comfortably. um, Discussions about um, fashion, little aspects of that, whether a little bit more lighthearted to a little bit deeper than that. Oh, I even have movie analysis. That should be okay. That's an entertainment too. Veteran gals versus newbie gals, friend and partner poaching, how not to dox yourself. Yeah. Yep, yep, yep. I have to go through a couple other posts. I think I like really edited down everything. But yeah, excuse me. But I really want to share something with you all. But I will wait a little bit. Um, because I hate to like, what is it like, put the cart before the horse or something. Um, Especially when there's like so like other things that might just be a little easier first and foremost. Take a step at a time. Um, but getting there, definitely getting there. Also, since it's almost 2:30, and I don't know where my microphone piece is. I like put it somewhere the other day. Um, Shout out to my mods. Thank you, Avi. Thank you, Marie, for keeping the chat sane, especially in some of those harder days too. Like some of those comments were just like off the charts, and um, gosh, like that was a lot. Um, don't mean to take a lot of work from you all, but some of the stuff like I even like wonky goofy Alicia from years ago who did some dumb stuff that like I would hate for other people to like read stuff like that. Um, let's see. Time to potentially do my skincare, clean my contacts, and hopefully get a couple more things done as well. Cool, cool. Oh, good night. I was like, I don't know if this is a Korean word. Yes. I do want to put like a happy, you're good, you're good, or let me see, like a fun blog post, right? Definitely will most likely have to edit this one. Maybe not too much. But this was like one of the very few last times that I updated it. Gosh, can this like go any faster? Oh my goodness. I updated this in 20. Wait, update. When did I make this? Because I said it was an update, but it's 2010. When was this officially published? It was 2011. Because I have some stuff from, okay, at December 15, 2010. But is that the original date? The updated date? Hmm. Oh, I guess it was this one. Because I added Kurogal, didn't I? Yeah, there's Black Diamond pictures. 20. Okay, I have to like, I need to edit this and post too. And this was definitely like a little bit before a lot of other information. Like it's not completely wrong. I'm not like fully reading it right now, but just like now there's a little bit better clarity out there and like lots of good translated. Some of my fingers, but I'll share it anyway. I'll edit it later. What can I say? I'm a double poster. Always double poster. Um, click out your page. I do say the 90s. Oh, late 90s for this particular style than like Kogat in general. It's like way, but like it's for like the super extreme stuff instead of anything cute because I don't list Himigaru, I don't list Onigaru, Ane, Ora, anything like that, like pop teen style. It's literally like the dance style guide. But yeah, a little bit something more lighthearted. I don't like how I can't like page jump up. It's not like a full keyboard versus um this one's cute. That work. Okay, YouTube. TikTok could never. Alright, let's do good one. I'm gonna head out. Um and rest and rejuvenate, do a little bit of something editing wise. Because I know that I could just delete the stuff, like it's most likely backed up anyway. I could always like, you know, download it and do all that. But like I'm like I have like I said I was gonna do this. I need to do. I can be a little stubborn. Be a little stubborn. Um, but thanks for hanging out. Good night. Yes. Have a good one, everybody. I think. Let me see. Uh, tomorrow. Okay, today's Thursday. And I totally scratched out Thursday. Wow, that was dumb. That was a silly mistake. That was very, you are a, I'm not a doctor. Let's see. Okay, 2 more days and have a little bit more wiggle room for a live. Definitely like bringing some questions. Um, I'll have some stuff to like share with you all too. Then just like, okay, get ready with me. I'm just yapping about something. I'll curate something. Um, but we will have a day where we will do the gummies. We will do that coming so soon. Um, so that'll be like the main highlight of the live. Hi, welcome. To maybe revisiting old blog posts, maybe like an ASMR type of thing. Um, but definitely open to respectful questions. Um, and yeah, good night, everybody. Take care and stay well. Um, let's see. Saturday and Sunday, I'm gonna wash our makeup brushes, maybe pillowcases and stuff too. Um, eat something good, even if it's like you want a really great salad, or a nice like piece of fruit or your favorite vegetable, um, or maybe grilling up some protein of your choice. Um, enjoy it. Let that nourish your body and your mind. And see you all in the next slide.